After this video is done, you're going to know everything there is to know about Disney's Skyliner. Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. I am Joe, and today we are going to talk about everything to do with Disney's Skyliner. Whether you're a beginner who's never used it, somebody who just wants a refresh, or somebody like me who just likes hearing about it. The Skyliner is a gondola-style transportation system that takes you over top of the roads to take you to several locations throughout the Walt Disney World Resort. Among those locations are Disney's Art of Animation and Pop Century resorts, from which you can travel to Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort and the Skyliner hub that resides there. When you arrive at the hub, no matter where you are going, you have to get off and transfer to another line. One line is going to take you directly to Disney's Hollywood Studios, while the other line has two stops. First, Disney's Riviera Resort, which then takes you onto Epcot's International Gateway entrance between the UK and France pavilions. Each Skyliner car has a 10-person capacity, unless you have with you some kind of mobility vehicle that's a wheelchair, stroller, ECV, or something along those lines, at which point the capacity reduces to 6. Now, when there's not many people, they'll probably just let your party get on a car and then the next people will get on the next car. But as it gets busier, and we will talk about that, they will want to make sure that they max out the capacity of every car. So you will be riding with strangers. The Disney Skyliner opens up 1 hour before parks open. That's especially important because people who stay on resort can get into these parks a half hour early. And they close down 99 minutes after the last of the parks open. So if one of them's open late for a special event or something, it'll be 90 minutes past that. Now, because the Skyliner is available for Pop Century, Art of Animation, Caribbean Beach, and Riviera, there are no buses to Disney's Hollywood Studios or Epcot from these resorts. That is, of course, unless the Skyliner goes down, in which case they will arrange buses to transport you. The Skyliner, well, it's also your only option if you're going to Epcot or Hollywood Studios from a Skyliner hotel like the Pop Century. It's also incredibly fast, especially if you're going to be doing early access. We only had 1 or 2 people in front of us at each line, and we're going to get to the park in roughly 5 minutes between the 2 different tracks. So what makes that particularly important? Lines. You will see the lines start to increase before the opening hours, a little bit closer to the normal opening time. And if you're planning on coming back from Epcot after Luminous or Hollywood Studios after Fantasmic, you're going to find the lines to be a lot longer getting you to the hub. But then you can find yourself in a pretty severe bottleneck when you're trying to get back to Pop Century and Art of Animation, because now you're going to have guests from 2 parks converge in one spot, all going the same way. This was a particular problem for us coming back one night. By the time we got back to the Caribbean Beach Hub, there was a 1-hour line to get on the Skyliner to Pop Century where we were staying. The queue from that line was completely full, bled into a spillover line, and then bled into another line. Now, this only happened to us one time as we were coming back from Epcot. That's because Epcot has an additional stop on the way to the hub, so the people coming from Hollywood Studios have a little bit of advantage getting back there. After that one night where we saw Luminous, we didn't actually stay that late again. We usually managed to poke out right before Luminous began. But if you're finding yourself in that position, you're staying at Art of Animation or Pop Century, and you don't want to take the risk of waiting that long, consider alternate transportation like an Uber, a minivan, or something like that. Now, the Disney Skyliner cars stay in motion, so you do have to be a little careful as you're stepping onto it. But if you are somebody with accessibility needs, you're in a wheelchair or ECV or something like that, there is a second loop that'll allow those cars to stop to allow those guests to get on a little bit more easily, and do all that without interrupting the flow of the rest of the cars. Now, with any constantly moving mechanism like this, it's inevitable that it's going to go down from time to time. So there is a potential for delay on these things too. We are currently stopped and just dangling between the Riviera and the turnaround. So they've told us that there's a temporary delay and that they'll get started as soon as they can, but we don't know what the issue is.
The Disney Skyliner has been temporarily delayed. Please remain seated. We will resume your flight as soon as possible. Thank you for your patience.
So it said that like 4 times.
So nothing to do but sit and be patient and hope we get out soon. Okay, so that was what, about 10 minutes or so, and we are back up and running. They didn't say anything on the,
Welcome to Disney's Riviera Resort.
Oh, see, now we're just coming up to the Riviera.
Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort.
Now, I will say that we traveled on the Skyliner 14 times in our 9-day trip, and this was the only downtime we experienced for the entire vacation. Now, when there is downtime, it's typically not long, so just stay in your seat, be patient, and just enjoy the dangle. If you enjoyed this video, or at the very least found it informative, make sure to hit the like and subscribe down below. Hit the notification bell so you know when I have new videos coming out, and check out all my socials down in the description. Let me know down in the comments what you might like to see me cover next. But until next time, I leave you with this: if you can't see the magic, make it.